Hello, my loves. How are you today? So we finally arrive at that most spectacular new moon I've been talking about for what feels like months. It's finally here. The energy is finally here. You should feel this just like it feels so giddy and wonderful and light and playful and fun and oh my gosh, like this is the energy of, exactly the correct vibration we want to hold in order to really manifest these other things in our life, like, a safe environment, a safe space, a place that feels like home, a life that feels valuable, a life that feels on purpose, a reason for you being here. So basically what has happened is we've kind of been granted this gift of this energy that's already kind of just it's really kind of tweaking every one of us too. So it's like you almost can't not feel how wonderful it feels. And the only reason that you're not going to be feeling how wonderful this feels is because there is still something blocking you, and there's something that you have already manifested in your life that it just really needs to fall away, and you know what that is. There's no question to this. It's something too, especially right now, it's huge. So anything that is uncomfortable is going to feel bigger than anything right now. And to the point where you almost can't feel like you can't get around it and you can't function until this thing leaves. And that's kind of the whole point. It is being made larger so that you can't deny it any longer. And it's being made larger so that you have to look at it. And what's so beautiful and magical is right here with the new moon, we have Mars going into Scorpio. And I know a lot of us are ready to move into that. That's where like the last couple months were really about relationships in our lives, and that's why many of them have fallen away, many of them have grown closer, and many of them have also been where you just really kind of saw things in a new way, to now knowing that you can't go on, you can't continue on with this, on this path with this person or with this group of people, or whatever it ended up showing you. So what's coming in now is it's like, okay, you've taken the time, you've examined all these things that weren't fitting exactly right. I always kind of feel like our life truly is a puzzle with all these pieces that are intending to fit perfectly, but we have become peoples who more just try to make things work. Like we think we want this, so we make it work. I mean, think about how many people are like, I love this person, we're meant to be together, and then you bend over backwards to try to make it work and tape everything up and hold things in and extend other things to fit into this piece, but it's not really someone who's exactly correct for you. And there's never any blame or fault in that. It's just how it is. It's like you look good in this outfit or you don't. It's not something you're gonna cry over and feel like it's the end of your life because this doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. It doesn't fit. Move on. We really are, kind of gaining in our ability to see in a more far-sighted way, and in doing that, we're understanding more why we met these people, why we had these relationships with these people, why they ended, or why they need to end, and just kind of seeing it in much more of a trusting way, seeing that this moment isn't everything. How do I put this one? That just blocked me. Kind of seeing that this isn't the end of the world right now. Like if this doesn't work out or if this doesn't fit, there's so much more to your life puzzle piece, and making the room by removing that, is going to allow this amazing abundance and bliss and happy and joy and youthful vitality, because that's kind of something that's really kind of washing over us right now, is just really kind of awakening to wanting to be playful and wanting to play and wanting to giggle and wanting to have fun and wanting to feel joyful and wanting to find that things are funny in life instead of like pissing you off or you can't control it, so now you're angry. And just really kind of trusting the process more. So you've really been shown a lot of those lessons in the arena of relationships, and now there's going to be a much stronger courage to take the steps needed to move closer to some, to move farther away from others, to bravely like open your heart to people, even to be like, oh my God, I love you. I've wanted to tell you forever. I was too shy and nervous, and and now it's just like really kind of filling us with this confidence to just go for what we want. And kind of depending on where you're at in that, there's also the big energy that's helping us to delve even deeper into what this all means. What do I need to do? What do I need to let go of? A really kind of determined, fixed energy is kind of washing through, basically, to be like, I'm doing this and I'm doing it now. So it's a really strong courage building energy that's rumbling through us. I think I should say rumbling, because things are falling away left and right, though. It's not like it's the most harmonious thing, because change is difficult for a lot of people. And we say like, gosh, I intended it to be this certain way, and it hasn't. And that's when we just have to really accept that we have to learn to go with the flow on that, and really kind of honor the signs that are showing up and honor what our bodies are telling us. Because one of the big flavors of the energy right now is that our bodies are really speaking loudly. It can have us being really claustrophobic in certain situations. It can have you having neck stuff going on, like throat things. If you're not able to say something that you need to say, you certainly could get some kind of throat thing. Even if maybe you're saying things too quickly or committing to things too quickly, you can have that throat shutting down on you, stopping you. So your body's really trying to give you signs right now, and that's why too, in certain situations, you're just like, this feels so much like home. Oh my gosh, and our bodies are really trying to say, go towards those things that feel like home, and move away from those things that feel claustrophobic and restrictive, and where you're not really allowed to shine your true shiny bright light, because that's going to be showing up too. Where are you shining, and what environments are you shining, and what jobs are you shining, with what friends are you shining, with what family members are you shining? And then in contrast to that, which ones are you holding yourself back more? Which ones are you making yourself more smaller? Which ones are you not really speaking your truth? So our bodies are live wires right now, and what it's ultimately asking us to do is to finally really tune into what our bodies are saying about everything. If you're being warned that you shouldn't go to this party, that you shouldn't go do this thing that everybody's going to do, honor that. And you still may spend the whole night going back and forth in your mind on, oh, did I make a mistake? Should I have done that? Oh, I don't know. Oh man. Oh, did I miss out on some da da da? Just trust it. Your mind's still going to have that habit, and it's going to pull you back, trying to see if you really did make the correct decision. But your body's like, just follow what I'm telling you. If I'm telling you no, if I'm telling you I want you to stay alone and stay home and not do that, do that. If I'm telling you I really want you to take a risk and go on this adventure with this person, do that. If it's telling you I need to leave this relationship because I'm not growing and I'm not happy, and it's not fair that I'm cheating my life by not having happiness in it, instead being like, I'm miserable and I'm depressed and I don't want to be here, then honor those things and make those changes and start separating from whatever environment, situation, people that are kind of making you feel like it's draining your energy. because there's the potential to be so shiny and so bright and so happy and so playful and so creative, because this is like the creative juice that we just dream of having, where we're just like really inspired, and there's also a lot of redo energy with this. So it can even be where you are, you know, able to see something in a different light that you maybe tried to do a couple years ago or whatever, and there's just a new kind of energy that's showing you a new and better way to do it. It's kind of really cool how hooked up to our bodies we are able to become now, and fully and utterly trust whatever comes to us. You know, this my acupuncturist had told me about this book that was something about the gift of fear, I think is what it was called, and she had recommended it to me because I had this situation of something that that was fearful, predator based, and I was telling her, I said, oh gosh, actually, I said, I trust my body when it says that stuff. It's not always easy for me to do, and that's been a journey I've had to live, being Pisces. But if I feel cross the street right now, I'm going to cross the street. If I feel, you know, move away from this person, I don't care if every person loves that person, adores that person, thinks that person's a god. If I hear to step back, I'm going to. If I hear to separate myself from it, I'm going to. And I used to spend so much of my time, you know, beating myself up, you know, but now it's just like, I just trust it. It's like the more you do this, the more you show your body, your intuition, that you trust it, you trust the guidance it's giving you, then things come much more effortlessly, where your mind doesn't try to fool you into, oh, just compromise. It's probably reading it wrong. Look at that person. She's so sweet. She seems so wonderful. I can trust her, right? You know, and it's like, if your body's going, you know, honor that, because we have come from a world that says what you're holding on the outside is what the truth is, and you know, whatever you're saying inside doesn't matter. And if you're putting someone down or judging someone inside your mind, it doesn't matter, right? Because if you're still sitting there smiling like everything's okay, then that's what we should judge, right? And that's where, no, our bodies are saying, no, something's not right here. I don't feel like I can trust you. I don't feel like you really are on my team. You know, kind of thing. So now I listen to that so much more, and now it'll just, for you too, it'll start coming so much more effortlessly, so that it's not such a polarity conflict with your mind. Like your mind will go, okay, there's probably something to that, so trust it. Don't go towards that person. Don't go towards that group of people. But really just, where does it feel so comfy and homey? And where do you not feel defensive? And where do you not feel like you have to fight to protect? And where do you not feel like you have to be like, no, but I am this, da-da-da-da-da. You know, where do you not feel like you have to prove who you are or prove your worth? You know, and my friend had said some quote that Angela, was that, what's her name again? This is where having a Mercury in Pisces is torture sometimes, because words just, they don't come. What is her name? But anyway, I can't even remember the quote anyway. I shouldn't have brought it on, but it brought it up. But it was something about, like, you know, really kind of going towards people who honor you, respect you, value you, and not really making time for people that don't really help your light shine brightly, you know. And that's a big energy that we're paying attention to right now. Where do I shine? Where do I feel free to be myself? Where do I feel like I'm beautiful? Where do I feel like I'm wonderful? And then where do I feel like I'm never good enough? Where do I feel like I have to prove who I am? Where do I feel like I have to keep telling you, no, 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 I am doing amazing things? Or where are people fighting you on you really bringing your true essence forward? And then, you know, just honoring that and moving towards some situations and away from others. But there's a really big kind of psychic flavor in this too right now, where you are much more tuned in and much more receptive to where you should go and where you should pull yourself back from. And your job is just honoring that. And the more you honor it, the more your life is going to turn into this harmonious kind of organic expression where things just come together beautifully and things line up, and you don't feel like you're lacking so much in life, or you're never good enough, or nothing you do will ever be enough, or you can't make other people happy. And it's truly just like we can almost just like live our life blindfolded now, because our bodies are so speaking to us, and our bodies are so giving us messages. So this energy right now is just beautiful. I've been so excited for this. I kind of really described it as a really huge shift for a lot of us, for all of us really. And it kind of depends on the work you've been doing. It kind of depends on if you have been following the breadcrumbs that have been laid out before you. It kind of depends on if you have been honoring where you were being asked to let go of something, where you were being asked to move closer to something, where you were being asked to even like forgive and give another person a chance, because those could be the messages you got too, of like, give this person another chance, you know. So if you were honoring those and all these messages that have been coming to you really for this whole entire year, because I kind of say that this is the gate opening into this kind of brand new space that we've really been waiting for forever. And here comes this opportunity to ride this wave of happy and love and creativity galore, and to really keep it going by continuing to immerse yourself in only those things that are loving, supportive, nurturing, where you feel valuable, where you feel you can be true to who you are no matter what, where you aren't holding back in any ways. We really have to learn to get over that addiction of always holding ourselves back, not saying what we need to say, not expressing ourselves how we need to express. I know that a lot of people who have a lot of that bright, high vibration energy in them, usually they had it from birth, and they tended to come into families that really kind of squashed that. And then through that process, those people have ended up growing up and now are becoming these really great healers and teachers. But they started with this really bright light, but it got shut down. And that was part of their journey. That's how it had to be. That's how great teachers and healers are born. You know, they don't tend to come from just smooth sailing. There's rarely a smooth sailing aspect until they get older. It tends to be rough and rocky waters, and that's really what tumbles and shapes them into this very experienced, wise, old soul teacher, guide, healer beings that are out there now and that are so ready to bring their messages to people. I'm feeling that with so many of them. They're like, how do I get out there? How do I do this? And you know, they're just ready. And they also recognize within themselves that they have walked enough life experiences to really feeling competent in that they are ready to step into their teacher shoes and really kind of start influencing the world in big ways. So they're all lined up right now. People are lined up and they are saying, I am ready. And truthfully, with this energy right now, that's all you need to do. There's still no manipulation that needs to happen. There's no working of magic that needs to happen. It really just needs to be that your intentions are set on, I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to be of service. I'm ready to give my gifts. So I'm giving you all permission out there to really start putting that out there in a big way, and then just kind of open your arms to what starts showing up. But do watch the signs that are coming your way. Watch, be open to opportunities that are coming your way, because a lot of these opportunities that are happening right now to people's lives, especially the ones who have in their soul been saying, I'm ready to be found, I'm ready to be seen, I'm ready to give of these gifts. And the ones who have been saying that are having opportunities drop into their lap. And what you definitely need to listen to your body to make sure it is a big yes, this one's for me. Because if it's not, be honest and say, no, my body's really not saying I have the time for this. My body's really not saying that this is exactly what I want. But do know the opportunities that are coming right now are going to be like snowball opportunities, where they just grow and grow and grow into something that in a year's time you're going to be looking back and being like, I had no idea that time back in July when all that stuff started, I had no idea I would be here right now living the life I'm living. So do open to these opportunities coming, because things are trying to match up with you. It's a really, I just saw Mercury. I just saw like these balls, and then they're coming together. So it's like you are coming together with your tribe, and also I'm always trying to say this, not to judge who falls away at any given time, because most likely you're going to come back. It's just something that happens when we've made soul connections with people. A lot of times we also have soul contracts with them that mean we do have something to be triggered within each other. There's something that we have to trigger in each other in order for both parties to grow, and at that point there tends to be a separation. But then through some other journeys in life, there's always a coming back, and it's just a much more beautiful fit. A lot of times we're just growing in ways, and we almost need the space from others in order to fully grow into these things we're morphing into. But that's where I'm always like, don't judge who's leaving. Don't try to put them down. Don't try to say, oh, it's because they're a hypocrite, or they have a huge ego, or they blah, 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 blah. Just don't even go there, because that's always going to hurt you. That's always going to take you down layers in your own consciousness growth space. We're not here to really judge why things are happening and when things are happening. We're really just to be open vessels of honoring what things are being told within our bodies and what the universe is bringing us that either lights us up or makes us want to pull back and move away. And then just trusting that, just trusting all of this. When you can just trust all of this, your life becomes so much fun, and you don't question why that thing didn't show up on time, and you don't question why that thing fell apart when it did, and you don't question why that person never loved you back when you thought you loved them so much. You don't question it anymore, because you have no idea what is still to come, and you have no idea why all of that had to happen in order to then orchestrate the coming together connections that are just around the corner for you. So just, trust this stuff. Don't question it. Don't get mad at it. Certainly don't get mad at it. And try to kind of lessen the control of trying to determine and predict how your life is really supposed to look like, because we really don't know. And all you can really do is like hope for the best, and just know that I know good things are coming to me. I'm doing good things, so I know good things are coming to me. I trust this life. And that's a really big one that you need to be doing right now, is really just, reinforcing that you trust this process. I trust it. Tell the great mystery that you trust it, and your whole life changes. Say, things like, what are you doing? This is crazy. That is not right. I do not want this to happen, and then you're going to have more obstacles and more hoops to jump through. When if you just, kind of ride the roller coaster of life, because it is kind of a roller coaster. You kind of never know, but you can ride that roller coaster with total fear, or you can ride that roller coaster hysterically laughing, because it was like, that was kind of fun. Oh my gosh, that was unexpected, and even things with illness, I still just always believe there's messages to them. I don't really believe that there's mistakes in that. I also am not at all afraid of death. So losing people to death, it's always a shock, but I'm always okay with it. I don't really have I just know that it's, this is really the schooling part of, this earth experience. And then after this, you know, there's heaven on earth, but there's also this other thing that, you know, when we are really ready to cross over, that's, you know, the most euphoric every moment feeling. So I'm not really scared of that. So I kind of even look at cancer as, like, I always say that, like, if I ever got cancer, you know, I would do everything to try to naturally take care of it. But if it was, you know, my time to go, I would just be like, I think this is just my time to go. I've done what I'm here to do. And hopefully I've left a good legacy. And that's why I always feel like, too, I'm always working like crazy, because I'm like, I have to create all this stuff, because who knows when we're going to die, and then that's it, you know. I feel very focused on doing that. But yeah, so learning to lighten up on all of that, and that takes a lot of forgiving too, because we do have a lot of things that we just haven't understood why they happened, and then we kind of build up a resentment or an anger at, but why did that have to happen to him? He was such a beautiful, wonderful person, but why did that person have to do that to those people? You know, I think more than anything, we're just really being asked to understand the higher dynamics of what's really going on in the world, and to trust that it's all happening just as it should. I feel like, you know, even like I watched that movie, that 24 hours before these people's death, which I really should not have watched that, especially like the O.J. Simpson one. I was like, did we know all of that? Did the people in that trial know all that was going on before that happened? That was really heartbreaking. That one upset me so much, because she was so crying out that, I think he's going to kill me. I think he's going to kill me. I mean, the cops knew about it. She'd like filed so many complaints that thinking he was going to kill her. But even how, like, if you watch it, the dynamics of it, you know, the timing of it, the only reason that other guy ended up being murdered too was because the mom that night dropped her glasses. You know, she dropped her glasses, and that's why Nicole Simpson was going to go back and get them, but then the waiter knew her, so was like, oh, I'll just drop them off at your house later. You don't have to come in and get them. I mean, the chain of events were too, like, oh my gosh. And I guess they were just talking outside. He was dropping them off, and O.J. Simpson was either stalking or watching, and then just, you know, and then I didn't even know too that he almost cut her whole head off. Like, that just like that, but I didn't like watching that. That really kind of freaked me out, that whole series. It was like I was crying through all of them. I'm like, what? That's so sad. Oh my gosh. But that one stuck with me so hardcore because of the timing of it. And it's like how, you know, it was so ironic, you know, the chain of events, you know, that then ended up with them both being savagely murdered, and nobody ever being prosecuted for it, which is even more the sad thing. And I mean, if you watch on that movie too, like when they said that he was innocent, he was like, yes! He was like, I got you! I got you! But he certainly has his own living hell now because of that, I'm sure of it. But anyway, why on earth did I bring that up? I think just kind of like, you know, we can't really predict the outcome of what's going to happen, and we can't even judge it as good or bad. But so often when we look back, we look at how these timing things just perfectly put it together. You know, another example of one is I think, I don't know if you know about how when I got Moon Bear, and I'll just tell this story because it's something I always go back to whenever I'm questioning the timing of things. And it always just puts me back into everything is really happening as it should, even though it might not be happening to the way you think it should. And so, like, my cat of 16 years had just died, my cat Moose, and I was out burying him, and I was sitting outside, and I said, Moose, when you come back, I want you to come back as a female pit bull. And I then was like, oh my gosh, I should go look at Craigslist and see if there's any pit bulls. I just wanted to look at them, you know. I just wanted to see that face. So I went inside, and the first one, there was this cute little white girl pit bull, and they'd even drawn a heart on her on the picture to kind of symbolize that she was a little, you know, love muffin. And my friend actually, who's a animal rescuer was showing all these animals at that very moment at the business that is the closest to me, even though I live out away from everything. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So I was on my way to work and I said, I'm going to come see her. I want to see her. And I came and saw her, and then I was like, I don't know. I can't make a decision. I've never had a dog before. I don't know. Like, and I was like, how about like on Monday I have a day off? How about we get together and I can bring her to my house and see how it goes? So anyway, that Monday I called my friend and she said, oh, I'm going into town to take care of some stuff. And I think she had said something like, I'll be back in like 45 minutes. I'll call you and we'll meet up so you can meet this girl. So anyway, 45 minutes passed, hours passed. It was even like, I don't know if it was like 4 hours or 6 hours had passed. And I was finally like, oh my gosh, this is my day off. I need to do this now. Come on. So I called her and she's like, oh, okay, come on up. I'm up here with her now. So I come up. And it was a kind of a narrower road because I had to pull over to allow this one person to pass. And I like waved and I got up and we took her out, and I was just like, this isn't my dog. You know, I started thinking things of maybe I'm rushing this. I just lost Moose. You know, maybe I don't need to get an animal just yet. And then I was like, well, do you have any other pit bulls? And then she showed me a couple others. I loved them all, but I remember they weren't good with livestock. And, you know, since we don't have fences here, I can't have something that's harming any other animal around here or any kind of threat where I need to worry about it. So she's like, well, there's one more, and it was in the last cage, and her name was Precious. I remember that. She's like, let's go look at Precious. And so we're walking, and you know, it's a boarding shelter thing, so it's row after row. And then the cage before Precious, I just look over and I seriously was like, what about this one? I mean, I was so like, my body was like, I still always do it for her, and she knows that was that first day I saw her. What about this one? Oh my gosh. And basically what had happened was that woman that I passed had just dropped her off. So the whole moral of that story, I go to that story all the time when I feel like things are not lining up the way they should, because had I gone earlier, I would not have found Moon Bear. Had my friend called me when she said she was going to, I would not have Moon Bear. I had to energetically wait for all these things to line up, for that woman to get there, drop off Moon Bear, and for me, so she'd only been in that shelter thing for like 10 minutes before I came to rescue her. I was like, that's my dog, that's my dog. This is exactly what I would expect. And I remember even first taking her out, you know, to try her out and walk her. And I'm like, this is my dog, this is my dog. Oh my gosh. But so I would not have this animal who is so incredibly special and the love of my life, pure joy, I mean, has changed my whole life, had I rushed that time and had all those things not fallen together to get her there in order for me to then show up and get her. So even me sitting outside and dreaming of the pit bull, that came as a message. Go into Craigslist and look. You know, that was orchestrated by the universe. And then I go and look at, oh, right now my friend even is showing these pit bulls, you know. So timing things can be kind of scary for a lot of us because we feel like we're having to wait too long. This isn't right. It should already be happening, or we feel like we've missed the boat. And you know, I just invite you to always kind of think of how I got Moon Bear now as a way to kind of remind you that everything is coming together just how it should. It's just that we tend to be more controlling beings, and we say, no, it's not happening on my time schedule, so something's messed up, when in fact it's not. And everything that happens, even if it's devastating, has these rippling effects of messages that are affecting other people in the world. You know, even the thing with Nicole Simpson and I can't think of his name right now, the other beautiful man who was killed. But that did have messages of spousal abuse, of even giving people in abusive relationships the courage to leave now, because your life could be in danger, as could be your children's, and as could be total strangers that just happen to come into your space when this volatile person is lurking, you know. So we don't understand them, but they always always are linking up with something, whether through a message of healing, a message of something that needs to be brought into right action. You know, a lot of this gun violence, it has messages of, you know, well, so many things. Everything is going to have lots of rippling messages of things that need to change. And it seems like we have to have things be very out of order in order to change them. You know, that's kind of how we mostly learn in life. Take away everything, and then you learn to appreciate everything. Take away loved ones, and then you learn to appreciate the people in your life. Get fired from a job, and then you learn to appreciate how lucky you are when you have a job, no matter what it is. You know, it's not going to last. None of these jobs last. You know, love it while you have it. If you had something that paid the bills, you know. So really kind of like we learn through the lack. And the quickest way to get to the other side of learning through the lack is appreciating what we've just lost, or appreciating what we don't have, and then appreciating everything that we do have, appreciating that you have shelter right now, appreciating that you have people who love you, appreciating that you have these animals that are so special and they love you no matter what you do, you know, kind of thing. So with this energy, there's also another thing too that's really strong with this one is the power of your words and the power of your intentions. So this is another one that, like this new moon, I'm working on the written horoscopes right now. I think I have like 2 more hours to go. I had to take a break and do this video because my hands are done. The power of your words is very potent right now. So do try to hold this loving, happy vibe, you know, this trusting, feeling safe, loving your life, really trying to hold this vibe, but also have a really positive outlook on what is to come. You know, really kind of hold the space of, I know amazing things are coming for me. I can just feel that long-held dreams are about to manifest. You know, really, even if you don't feel it, hold it in your thoughts, hold it in your body, use your words, because they're really powerful right now in directing this energy. And it relates a lot to your soul's purpose. So it relates a lot to what you're here to be doing, and be open to those connections. You know, it can be like you get this job offer that is only a couple days a week. It's not even gonna like support you, and but if the way it came was so effortless and only your mind is questioning it, do go into it. Do jump on this opportunity, because, you know, it's kind of those things how like the universe said, oh, go look at Craigslist. And that wasn't the dog I got, but it led to this other thing. So a lot of these things now are also leading to other things that can kind of be, you know, kind of beyond our wildest dreams in the very near future. So this is a very important gate opening right now. It's very important that you hold the vibration of love, trust, let down that controlling need to have things go just the way you plan right now, right like this. Just let it go. Just be a child. The best thing you can do right now is to giggle about everything, and just to really kind of go back to that trusting childhood space of just knowing like the universe is the most wonderful parents you could ever ask for. And sometimes they take things away that feel like it hurts you, but it's always for your good. It's the reason they put the plugs in you might be mad because they're putting plugs in or the protectors in the electrical plugs, but if you don't, you'll be someone like me who takes a key and puts it in there and then has a key burnt on their hand because that wasn't a smart move. So, you know, they are protecting us. They are guiding us into making these new choices, into really like jumping on this new track in life, because it's almost like a completely new track that you are able to hop up on now, and you might have to hop down on one. It all kind of depends on what you're truly holding inside of yourself, on the love and trust vibration that you truly are holding inside. And if there is too much judgmental energy, too much bitter Betty energy, too much negativity energy, too much envy energy, then you may have to go down a notch and lose a couple more things in order to humble you into shifting into this more peaceful, loving, trusting vibe. You know, I'm someone who had to lose everything. I had to be so humbled. I had to have it be where, you know, I lost it all, you know, and now I kind of see that as a really great benefit to, in order to recreate your life, in order to move wherever you want to, do whatever you want to, start over fresh. So this one is just lovely. I love it so much. I was like, this is so exciting. But, and you know, and then there are also, over the next couple of days, there can be just really, really deep feelings. Like really, really, we've already had a lot of the crying, you know, lots of really happy tears, lots of really beautiful emotions coming out of us. We're all kind of flooding out a lot of emotions, even just like feeling so grateful for what you do have, you know, in a different kind of way of like, look at what I've manifested, even if it's not to your total liking, just feeling really good for what you do have. And that's the energy that we're trying to be put into. We're trying to be put into these spaces of gratitude. Because if you can move into that gratitude, there's a whole new colorful, bright world awaiting you. And it comes on the tail of really feeling grateful for whatever you have, that you do have air to breathe, that you do have water to drink right now, that you don't have to walk, you know, 10 miles to haul back water, you know, all these things that we just take for granted. And I think it's really important that all human beings like move into this state of gratitude for all of this. Thank goodness I have a vehicle that can get me someplace. You know, thank goodness I have electricity and can be recording this right now, and all that. But I'm going to stop there and go finish the horoscopes. And I am still working on the Jupiter and Leo readings. I'm trying to find time to do those. It's gotten, you know, even, it just seems to get crazier and crazier and crazier as the days go on for me in my life. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm like, bring it. This is so exciting. Also, I have my podcasts are officially up. The Earthwalk podcasts are up and live. I've done 7 of them now. I'm kind of keeping them to about 3 to 5 days a week, and I've been doing them in the weekday so I can keep you aligned to a specific vibration of perception to hold with your life, whether it's gratitude, you know, whether it's, you know, whatever. I don't even ever know what I'm going to talk about. It just, you know, it's kind of like these where it flows out. But I'm having so much fun with them because I love just having the voice aspect. I love kind of taking away the visual and just giving you voice, and it's been a lot of fun, and I look forward to continually sharing those with you. I guess I probably need to put the podcast link on YouTube. I don't even think I know I'm up on iTunes, but there's other places I need to load it, which I haven't done yet. I'm kind of the worst at all that marketing, advertising. I just kind of think, it'll get to the right people when it's supposed to. I'm very organic in all of this. I always say too, like, I haven't even once well, before I started my business, I put a lot of energy out to reaching people, but I don't anymore. I'm always kind of like, slow down, slow down, slow down, which is kind of funny. So wait till I really like reach out there, you know. But yeah, energy's funny like that. It still just gets you out whether you think you're ready or not. You know, if it's time, it's time, you know. If that timer's going off, it's time, whether you're ready or not. So it's kind of like, you know, you're racing to keep up sometimes when it is your time to reach people with what you have to bring forward. So, my loves, you have a beautiful weekend. I will see you. Oh, I probably want to get the podcast on YouTube too so I can share them in this arena. You just won't see me, but I think I'll get them on that too. Sorry, I'm just thinking about things now. I think out loud with my thoughts. So, yeah. Okay. All right. You all have a beautiful day. I will see you in 2 weeks when we get into the full moon. Oh, in what? Aquarius. Yay. That's going to be wonderful. I haven't even looked at that chart yet. But, okay, so I'll see you in 2 weeks. You have a beautiful one. And just hold the love. Just see the love. Do whatever you can to feel love in your life right now. And if it means just loving all these things that feel like insignificant nothings, that's a start. You do have something. You either have your health, you have a home, you have food, you have animals, you have people that love you. You do have something that you can really smother with love right now and appreciation. And that's what will bring you these other things. You have to hold the love vibe. Even if it looks like a total horrible mess, find something to love in it. And then you'll magnetize more of all the beautiful, blissful things.